The Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. All of them. Every last one of them is wrong and drips with disdain and slavery. Who am I as a government, or anyone else, or who am I as a man standing here now, to tell you what you should put in your body? Who am I to tell you what your child should put in your body? I don't have that right. Your body is a gift from God. What you put into your body, is because of your relationship with your body and your God. I don't have that right. Government does not have that right. They want you to believe they have.
Let me tell you a little something about polio and vaccines. In 1961, the oral polio vaccine became available. And my mother, along with millions of other mothers, lined up eagerly and impatiently to vaccinate their children against this disease. Why? Because my mother, like so many other mothers, had grown up during the time when there were polio outbreaks and even epidemics in this country that killed and paralyzed children mostly and adults. You've heard of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR, right? The one who pulled us out of the Depression and supported us almost to the end of World War II until his death. He was so popular that he was reelected for 4 terms. He suffered from polio and used a wheelchair most of his adult life. That's exactly right. So when my mother and other mothers had lived through these epidemics, had seen their siblings die, had seen their aunts and uncles be paralyzed, had seen their mothers and fathers be sick with it, had had it themselves, they jumped at the opportunity to prevent that in their children. And so now, why would anybody not want that? You already know that measles was all but eradicated 25 years ago. Eradicated. That means there was none. They'd have 1 or 2 cases a year in this country. Just 1 or 2 cases a year out of millions, hundreds of millions of people. And now, this year, so far, I think there have been 1,000 cases, maybe, including at least 2 deaths of children. Why would you do this? Why would anyone do this? Just because the government tells you need to get the vaccine, that it's required, or that it's indicated, or that it's advised, or whatever. And so you go, oh, well, no, my body, my choice. Unless we're talking about abortion. No. Think about it. Your body, your choice should be get the goddamn vaccine and get your kids vaccinated and save not only them and yourself, but also the people around you, especially the very old, the very young, and the infirm, who are especially susceptible to any death-causing illness. It's really not that hard. I know you're smarter than that.
Florida is getting rid of vaccine mandates for kids for schools. Pediatricians everywhere are furious. We are beyond upset. We are disgusted. And every parent out there should be as well. Why? I mean, vaccines are literally the biggest tools we have to prevent illness for ourselves, for our children, for our families, for everyone around us. But for those of you who say, well, yeah, but why do we need vaccine mandates for schools to do this? Why can't we just choose for ourselves? Here's why. Without school mandates, preventable diseases will return. We've seen this just in the measles outbreak in Texas this year. Do you really want measles, polio, Haemophilus influenza, meningitis? Do you want any of these to return? There's a reason you haven't seen any of these in your lifetime. And it puts not just your child at risk, but everyone around them. School mandates protect the children that can't choose for themselves or those who cannot get the vaccines for medical reasons. They prevent your child from bringing home a preventable illness. So for those of you who say, it's my choice, it's my body, I get to choose, think about it. It's not just you that this affects. Can you really live with making a choice that is going to kill your child, your parents, your neighbor? Just think about it.
Guys, immunization mandates have been around for many years in the US, especially for school children. And the idea is very simple. If every child gets vaccinated, then diseases like measles, polio, chickenpox, and the rest would not easily spread. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by, supporting your girl on this channel, and all credit goes to the creators in these videos. Guys, vaccines create what doctors called herd immunity, and it means that people that cannot take the shots, like young babies or children with weak immune system, are still protected, because in that way the children who are strong would have collected, and the sickness cannot easily spread quickly in their community. And guys, this one that they want to remove, experts, pediatricians, doctors in Florida are saying that this could undo years of progress, because America has worked really hard to remove diseases like polio, and now they fear that these diseases could return. I mean, I believe that is what this thing will open the door to, because they believe that children missing vaccines will not only get them sick more often, but it will spread illnesses in schools. And guys, by the time this spreads, it will be a very big outbreak. In simple terms, this mandate keeps children safe. It keeps the schools safe. It keeps the community safe from deadly or painful diseases. Imagine coming to visit Florida, right? A city where you don't even know who is vaccinated. You don't even know. I mean, you can as well just imagine that, 90% of people are not vaccinated. Like, the best thing is just to avoid the place, to avoid stories that touch. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, because this, I really don't know.
Florida did it. They did it first. The Surgeon General in Florida has announced plans to remove vaccine mandates alongside Ron DeSantis, and in alignment with the administration secretary for HHS, Robert F. Kennedy. They are the first in the nation to do this. What it also means is that once these mandates go away, it's no longer required for entry into public school. What have they cited? Bodily autonomy. The very words that we hear every day will now be used to remove vaccine mandates. The Surgeon General has cited that there's only a very short list that exists of vaccines for which he would think are necessary, but he is offering up bodily autonomy and parental discretion on what can be administered through pediatricians. Congratulations, Florida. First in the nation.
An announcement that they're going to end all vaccine mandates, and this would be most concerning in the Florida public school system, because when we talk about risks for outbreaks, we talk about people congregated in relatively small spaces for relatively long periods of time, schools, dorms, barracks, and so this would present significant concerns. Now, we already have all of the vaccine exemptions that you could do, so religious and medical and all that stuff, so already the number of kids coming into kindergarten as vaccinated people has dropped significantly over the last couple of years. Why do we have vaccine mandates in the first place? This is a public health strategy to improve adherence to the vaccine schedule and decrease the amount of disease, outbreaks, preventable deaths in the community. Currently, all states have vaccine requirements, and up until the last couple of years, we weren't having significant outbreaks of these vaccine preventable illnesses. So it was working. By removing the mandates, we will likely continue to see a decline in the uptake of vaccines for kids in schools, and we'll continue to see outbreaks like we did with the measles, where we had 1,431 confirmed cases so far this year. 12% of those required hospitalization, but kids under 5, 21% of them required hospitalization, so over 1 in 5. There have unfortunately been 3 deaths, and 2 of these were in healthy kids. In all of those 1,400 cases, only 4% were fully vaccinated, 92% unvaccinated. Measles is one of the most contagious viruses that we have, but the vaccine is one of the most effective, 93% for one dose, 97% for 2 doses. These childhood vaccines have been around for decades, and we have tremendous safety data and efficacy data to prove that they're working. Protecting kids in schools also protects the people that they come home to, including siblings that are too young to be vaccinated, parents, and elderly grandparents that are immunocompromised. Vaccines are an evidence-based way to reduce or completely eliminate infectious diseases from our community, and I call on our politicians to partner with public health agencies to continue these efforts.
I just heard the news about how obviously the CDC has been in the news and that Florida is getting rid of all of its vaccine policies. As a correction, this is even worse because they actually lifted the ban on children mandated vaccine policies, which means that these children don't even have a choice whether or not they can get vaccinated or not. It's solely up to the parents. Like, this makes me think that it's fortunate and unfortunate. Fortunate because Darwin's theory of survival of the fittest is playing at its peak here, because I'm sorry, I'm not saying people should die, perish. However, this is just outright stupidity that the government in the state of Florida is not even protecting its citizens. And, you know, it's really going to show you survival of the fittest. Who's going to be strong enough and rise above the political bullshit that they will go vaccinate themselves when, in fact, there will no longer be rules for you to get vaccinated. I don't understand, but
Some of the lawmakers in Florida, like the Florida Surgeon General and the Governor Ron, they are saying that vaccine mandates is a way of government control. Like make it make sense. Don't even make it make sense, because it's not making sense. They are saying that parents should be the ones to decide what goes into their child's bodies, right? Not the government on schools. We are talking about lives here. Dr. Ladapo, what's his name, even compared vaccine rules to slavery. He's saying it's a form of slavery. Like, trying to keep children safe from being unalived is a form of slavery. He's saying that it's taking away personal freedom. And people that support this move are also saying that it's medical freedom. They are saying that people should always have a choice, even if it carries risk. They are saying that the government should give advice and not order them. That is about protecting rights and stopping what they see as unnecessary interference in personal health decisions. Unnecessary interference, huh? Where was that unnecessary interference some months ago? And the debate is very heated because they are saying that protecting personal freedom is the motive and parents' rights. Now, for those that are supporting ending mandates, their main point is not about whether vaccines work or not. They are saying it's about freedom. Like, who is freedom helping at the detriment of children's lives? Because they are saying that they believe that health decisions should be private and not personal. Should be private and personal rather, and should not be directed by government's law. Like, make it make sense. Because when outbreaks happen, is it not going to be the government's problem? Because I really don't get it. I really do not understand how they can think from this perspective. It doesn't make sense to me. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with this move or do you disagree? And if you have found value in this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Please stay safe. Mental health is important. Ciao.